said, I agree. I told him, I said, you're right. I want to get the reparations. You want the blood. How can we find a good spot to meet in? But I'm not, who am I to tell him he's wrong or racist for just trying to react? He didn't start this shit. He's just trying to finish it in his own way.
Camera, one second.
This is
Camera
Steve.
wants to respond to this.
I believe I get to.
Yeah. Yes, but I just want to say, if you're a Christian, you're called to be against violence like that, man. That's just shameful.
Even if you're
still Christian.
One mic. Camera can respond.
Preacher
to this.
said that he wants blood. Are you kidding me?
I have to wait, Stephen.
That's disgusting.
Okay, guys, one mic.
Hold on.
BT.
One mic on Monica. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill. So, BT, this is what I want you to tell your friend. If you think it's valuable, you can ask him, all right, so tomorrow you get to go out and you're allowed to hurt as many white people as you wish. What's going to happen after that? Because if you think the people in America aren't paying attention, if you think we're not still mourning the Waukesha Christmas Parade massacre, like some Black Americans are mourning Ahmaud Arbery, you need to understand where that's going to end up. And we can want justice, and we can try hard to achieve justice. But if you want revenge, if you want vengeance, that's a very dark road. And it's going to hurt not only white people, but Black Americans too. And so your friend with the bloodlust needs to remember in the Bible what Lamech said. Lamech said, I have slain a man to my wounding, meaning that he enacted vengeance and revenge and horror because someone insulted him. And it just breeds more suffering. So life is hard. Life is suffering. You're going to add malevolence to suffering, and you can. Anyone can very easily, but it's not going to alleviate the suffering. It's going to multiply it. So I hope, BT, you consider my words, and I hope you consider sharing them with your friend. Thank you.
And I want to add to what Monica said.
Hey, hold on. Guys.
Real quick. Let me add.
Tomorrow.
Wait.
Wait
a minute.
Camera was next. Camera was next.
I'd like to go after camera. This is Marshall.
I back channel to be in Monica, to what you were. Well, Monica, I agree with everything that you said. There was a point that was made, like you said, like, who am I to tell him that he can't feel? Who am I to tell him who you are? Is you're a friend, and a good friend, knows to check their friend and tell them when they're wrong, because a good friend calls them out on their bluff and calls them out when they're wrong. And as a good friend, I think that you should stand in the gap for that. I think that you have a responsibility as a friend to pull him aside and say, hey, I know that you're upset. I know that you're hurting, but also be careful the words that come out of your mouth, because you can bless somebody with your mouth and you can curse somebody with your mouth. Mm-hmm. Because words absolutely have power. And I think that, and when I absolutely agree completely. I think bloodlust, that's a whole other thing. I think that's to hear that that's coming from like a pastor or anybody who's affiliated with being a pastor, that's evil and that's straight up demonic. And I think that, and especially in regard to the reparations thing, that I'm truly, honestly, really glad that there are the people that are for reparations. And, at that type of level, I'm actually very, very glad that in this country, I'm glad that they are not in a position of high authority or power or legislation to pass any form of law, because the people that want reparations, in my opinion, I don't think that they want justice. They want revenge. And there's a stark difference between justice and revenge. And we really need to get that straight, because that is absolutely not okay. That's disgusting. That's absolutely
okay, so can I come in?
Wait till he finishes. Go ahead, Kamara.
Thank you. And I also think, and I think Monica's point was right again. I think for comments like, you know, for Black people, I think to you know, and the comments that I'm hearing of disregarding white people, and white people did this to us and white people did that to us and all of this stuff, I agree with Monica. I think that does slap direct. I think that is, you're spitting on someone's face, and you're completely disregarding the fact that there are, you know, yes, we know that there's white people that have done bad things, but we can't deny that there have been white people who have stood in the gap for Black people, who have fought so that Black people could have freedoms and rights. We can't deny that. And for the people that are very, very big on history, some people seem to have forgotten their history, and you can't deny that. You can't cherry pick like that. That's not right, and that's not fair. That slaps like every single white person who died across the face that fought for, you know, that those people fought for your people, and you need to, and you really need to, whatever it is you got to do to reconcile, that's on you. But anyway, all that to say, you are a friend, and you need to be a friend, and you need to call your friend out, because God forbid if there was any form of action that was actually taken where he would actually, you know, shed innocent blood for a white person's blood, that's a huge problem. And that's not okay. But anyway.
All right. So, can I just say one thing? Because I've been quiet for a little bit.
All right.
So just
go ahead.
To go on
to the man.
Go
ahead.
I would not say that I'm in favor of BT's point. I just feel like the point is getting lost a little bit. I think everybody on the stage can agree that we're not in favor of violence and of the killing of innocent people, just point blank, period. I think what BT was going at is that when you look at a lot of Black people and their reasons to feel that violence and to actually justify it and to go through it, there's an understanding, not a justification here. There's an understanding as to why they would feel it.
Right.
And I feel like whenever people on the stage is like, oh, that's disgusting, you're saying it's disgusting over literally chattel slavery.
Right.
So let me finish.
No, I want to get in the queue.
Yeah, absolutely. So if there was any reason to have some type of hate, I think if you were to make a list of possible reasons, understanding that it's not justifiable, chattel slavery would probably be in there. But the larger point I actually kind of want to make, which is when in discussion to the room, is it okay to be racist towards white people? And I just wanted to make a comment as a question. What I see is for the people who think it's okay, they think it's okay because it's in response to the racism that already exists. And I think what's getting missed, or what I'm not getting an answer to, is racism currently being done to other people by white people, not selective white people? And of course, I'm sure every white people on this stage will deny that they were ever racist. But to white people who are racist, should they get that back? Is that okay? And that's all I wanted to say.
What back exactly?
Racism. Sorry, I thought I was being clear. Racism. I get it back. I mean, the white people who are racist.
Well, a lot of white
people, if they receive that back, and of course, I'm sure everybody's gonna
let him finish his damn point. Fuck.
No. That was pretty much all I wanted to say.
All right.
That's it.
Thank you.
BT. Real quick question. Wait, can everyone hear me? BT, you there?
Yeah.
You made two different comments. Like at the end of the day, I think we've gone through this for hours. We understand the commonality as to why people may feel that they can be racist. My question, using the specific example that you used about if a broke white person or homeless white person comes to you and say get a job, do you just think that's right? Yes or no? Like just basic premise. Right, because you gave the example, but you didn't.
Oh, I'm absolutely doing it to be prejudiced. No, I don't think it's right. No.
Okay, that's fair.
This is a retaliation. This is reactionary. Absolutely not.
Yeah. So, but you're not saying it's right.
I think it's wrong, and ultimately, I don't even want to have to do that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Now, the second part you made is silence is compliance. Like, is that 360-degree thinking that you can apply that to any scenario ever? Or are you specifically speaking in reference to that specific scenario? Talking about racism. Because you said silence is compliance. That's a very general term.
Oh, no.
So
I literally mean the thousands, maybe millions of white people who literally said, and some of their grandkids are on this stage with us, who literally were there, who air quote were not racist.
No. I mean the term silence is compliance. They
complied with them. They didn't speak out against them.
No.
So what I'm saying is not speaking.
I'm asking about the term.
No, I'm giving you the exact context of what I'm talking about. Not speaking out against those things about the crosses being burned in the yard, the people being hung, having picnics, and where they picked a nigger. That's where that term comes from, and they hung him. Even if he didn't do shit, and you went to those and sent postcards to your family, you can Google slavery postcards, and this will come up, and you can see the history of it, where white men sent their moms cards saying, "Hey, mom, you missed a great barbecue this weekend," and it's a picture of a black man that was fried on a tree hanging. And if you were there or if you weren't, you were complicit if you didn't speak out against it, whether you were scared or not. So that is the silence that I'm saying.
But you're not taking the general term that if you're silent about anything ever.
No, absolutely.
Okay. That's what
the relevance to racism historically in America and how white people were silent who were not air quote racist, but they allowed it, and due to this day because it benefits them because the system is built like that.
Okay, so you're automatically making the assumption that the moment you're silent about an issue they can visually see, you're compliant to it. Because
I think a little bit to kind of what you were.
I want you all to learn a little bit more history. If you're going to use references,
then you're choosing not to, or
hold on. No, sorry, everyone was cutting out.
Enslaved.
No, BT, you were cutting out. So I'm just saying, like, based off that ideology, technically you can apply that to any situation ever. You know that, right? I just wanted to make sure I understood.
All right, well, I want you to make sure you fucking understand. If I can speak. Racism is prejudice, discrimination, or anti-black. Antagonism, attached or directed against someone of a different race based on the belief that one's race is superior. So I just want to say this as somebody who is black and white. Black people can be racist. Black people can be racist. You hear me? I said it one time, said it 2 times. Because this is the thing.
Absolutely.
I'm sick of this shit. One thing I will fucking say, and this really gets me riled up, is because I hate racism against black people. I think it makes me fucking sick to my stomach. But in the same sense, black people can be racist too. And this actually is a prime example, is when you fucking sit there and say that you want to punish a whole fucking race based on the fucking historical content of what their race has done. That's sick. Because here's the thing is, while y'all are fucking shitting, you guys sit here and fucking, oh, boo for me, 400 years, this and that. Guess what? You wasn't picking fucking cotton.
My grandma was.
And the white people that you hate today, excuse me, the white people that you hate today
antagonize us in everyday life.
Okay? White people. Stop. And this is the only reason why I go so hard is because my mother is white and she is never in my life ever fucking shit on black people. Okay? And so here's the thing is like this whole ideology that you think that like white people are just like the devil and they do this and they do that. Listen, you're being a fucking racist yourself. I land my fucking plane. And if you ever call for fucking genocide of white people, I'm reporting you. That's it.
Can I respond to that?
Christian was not. Hey, I tell y'all what.
One night, Christian was next.
I tell y'all what, do not start this cutting people off stuff either now. Because I'm having a good ass time dropping motherfuckers down to the audience. Keep your mic disciplined. Do not cut people off.
Go ahead, Christian. Truth, you still here? I'd like
Christian?
to speak if I may, please.
Yeah.